A very warm welcome to you. Welcome to this tutorial where we are going to be learning how to create a dynamic page using Wix. To go to Wix, you simply go to wix.com, and I'll be leaving the link to that in the description of this video, and it will bring you to this site where you can create a website without limits, and then you can also read more details about that below here. So to get started, you click on the upper right corner, click on Get Started, and you'll be required to log in if you have an email. If you don't, you sign up. So I'm going to sign up here. So it will bring you here where you can now put in you can select the appropriate ones. You are creating this website for myself or a client. I'm creating this website for myself or for a client. I'll click on that. So you keep on just selecting the ones that describe you well. I'll click on skip, then I can now go to my dashboard, click on continue to dashboard. And this welcomes me to my dashboard for Wix. You notice the name is here, Josh Fashions. And so now I click on the upper right corner, design site, and it brings me here where I can either pick from a template or I can let Wix create a site for me. So I'll pick from a template, click on pick a template. I'll select the one that possibly describes what I'm doing. You notice because we put our store to be something to do with clothing, we have the first two here described as best match for us. So you are free to select any other. You notice we have so many templates down here. So I'll select on the first one for accessory stores, and then I click on edit. Then I'll give it time. And you notice now it has brought me to this site where now I can add my dynamic page. So it will keep on adding these details. Now, down here, you notice currently, Wix has introduced something new called AI. There are different tutorials on this YouTube channel about AI, and that is also new with Wix. So with AI, you can insert your details here so that AI writes the content for your website. But if you don't want that, we just click on create site. In this case, let me just give a brief description of ourselves. Maybe we sell all kinds of trendy clothes, but if you want it to be more accurate in terms of wordings, in terms of the choice of words, you give a longer description here. And then now I'll just assume that it'd be enough, and then click on create site text. So now AI in Wix is creating text for my site about selling of clothes. So I don't have to do a lot of text. So it brings me here to this site now. You notice we have our images added about the kinds of clothes. And then we can edit all this about. I can click on quick edit, and then I can edit what this is all about and all that. So, but in our case, we want to add a dynamic page. To do that, so I'll click on the left-hand side for the content manager just once, and then I'll click on add to site, and then it's now adding content manager and configuring the components and optimizing the pages. Now, with that now, I can come down here and decide what I want to add. Do I want to add a preset? Do I want to create a collection? Or do I want to add content elements or to manage content? So to now add the dynamic page, I'll click on the content manager and then add a preset. And now I'll choose from the presets given here in terms of the items that I want to add. So I'll click on one. Let me choose the first one and click on add to site. So it's now creating the pages and adding dynamic item and dynamic list page. So it takes me to this content manager now. You notice now our dynamic page has been added here. And you notice now our dynamic page has been added here with items. And the items have been given a title, an image, subtitle, item text, alternative text, and items. So in this case, I want to just add for the first item here. I'll click on open. Then now I can edit that item content. In this case, let me call it t-shirts. Then down here, I can add an image. So if I click on choose image, I can decide where to get my images. I can drag and drop. So I'll go to my downloads. Then I'll choose this image of the young boy. And I'll drop it here. And so it's now uploading the file. So the file upload is complete. So I can now close that. And then when now I come back to my image, I can choose image here. And then you notice now I have access to the file that I uploaded. I'll click on that and then click on add to item. And you notice now my image is here. Then I'll add the subtitle here about this t-shirt, and then I can give the item page text. Maybe I'll call it here teens t-shirts. Then down here I'll place a text. Then down here I'll place the text about my t-shirt. I'll just keep it just like that. Then down here I can add a field. Maybe I want another field. Field type, is it a text? Yes. Field name, maybe it's price. And then up here I'll click on save. And you now notice our item t-shirt has been added with the image here. And if I put the cursor on the image, you notice the image opens there. Then I have the subtitle, teens t-shirts, item field. And then if I now scroll to the end, you notice we had added price. So it's already here. So if I want to still edit my item, for instance, I want to add the price there, I'll click on open, scroll down to the part that I want to edit, scroll down to the part that I want to edit, and then edit that. So maybe for instance for price, let me put there 500, and then I click on save. And now if I go to the other side, you notice our price here for the 500 has been added. So that's how you add content in the content manager, and also editing the placeholders. And then I come to content manager. You notice in our dynamic pages, we have these items added. So I can click on items list. Then if I close that now, and I come to item 3, you notice our t-shirt has been added there. So I can do the same for these other items. By just clicking on that, then I can click on edit, quick edit. Maybe I can call these trousers. Then the same way we added photos here, I can add a photo there. Then I can also change this text. Then once I'm through, I'll now save. But in this case, let me just click on preview so that we can preview our page. We have just added the title for the first one, but the last item we have added an image. So notice now this is our preview. If now I scroll down, we have our trousers here. We didn't add item number 2. We added item number 3, and it's already here. And so that is how you add dynamic page on Wix. If now I'm satisfied with my additions here, I'll simply click on publish. So if I want to view my pages, if I click on pages and menu here, you notice we have our dynamic pages added here. Then if I want to edit my page, I can click on that. So that takes me to my items. I can rename my items list here. I can add an item, I can duplicate, or I can even delete the entire dynamic page. For instance, if I want to rename this items list here, I click on rename. Then I'll call my dynamic page new stock, or maybe available stock. Then I click on done. So you now notice our dynamic page has been named new stock. And so that is how you add a dynamic page on Wix. I hope this has been helpful. Kindly like this video, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.